In case you didn't know. In case you didn't know. In case you didn't know.
Get you a pot and pan, heat it up. Okay, so just to let you guys know, I got this pot over here on a simmering heat until I'm ready to really get things heated up. And in this pan over here, I've got it on a medium-low heat. There we go. Now over to my prepping area. We're really getting things heated up. Before I tell you about all these vegetables, let me tell you about this chicken right here. So what we have here is roughly 2 to 2.5 pounds of chicken breast. Now you can go with boneless chicken thighs or whatever kind of chicken you please. And now look, I know some of you guys are going to be like, well, if you're going to make chicken noodle soup, then you need to make the stock yourself, because if you don't make the stock, then... I know, Gumbo. I feel you, buddy. So anyway, we're going to go with this white breast meat right here. We're going to cut it up into some cubes, and we're going to roll from there. Everything is going to be all right. And there we go. So now we're going to season this. We're going to throw in here 1 tablespoon of Cajun seasoning and 1 teaspoon of garlic powder. Now we're going to get our hands up in there and mix it all around. And there you go. So we'll cover this up with some foil and move it to the fridge until we're ready for it. Okay, guys, on to the vegetables. So what we have here, a bunch of green onions, 3 sticks of celery, 3 carrots, a handful of parsley, a green bell pepper, and 1 large Vidalia onion. So for this carrot and celery, we're going to cut those into some larger pieces, some bite-sized pieces. I'll chop up the green onion, finely chop the parsley, and chop up the bell pepper. Don't worry, buddy. We're going to get to you too. And there you go. So now we're going to get this into our pot. So to our pot right here, we are adding 2 32-ounce containers of chicken stock. 1. 2. And then we will add 2 cups of water. Next, we will add in the vegetables. Whoa. Calm down now. And we'll scoop that in. Okay, so we're going to raise our fire on this. We're going to get this to a boil, and then we'll cover and lower to a simmering heat. Now over to our pan right here, we're going to drop in 1/2 stick of butter. Once the butter is melted, drop in the chicken. There we go. Get out up there. Always somebody got to give me a hard time. All right, let's get this moved around. Probably raise the heat a little bit to like a medium heat here. That way it can really get a nice sear on it. Once we get it kind of cooking, we'll let it sit for a little bit. Remember, when this reaches a boil, we cover it up and lower to a simmering heat. 1 hour. All right, while that is cooking, we got some business to attend to. Me and you, partner. You thought you could escape the wrath of the Paya. Well, you got another thing coming, son. Choo! Paya! Choo, them onions didn't stand a chance. I better clean this up before my wife gets home. All right, this looks great. So we're going to start removing this and putting it into a container off to the side here. If you see a little pink, that's okay, because it's going to cook down in the soup as well. All right, let's get that goodness up. with these onions. Let's get to work. Look at that, look at that. See, this part is just so awesome because those onions just get everything up, and then it brings about this beautiful color right here, color right here. A90, the browning of the onions. Okay, so at this point, I'm gonna go ahead and lower the fire a little bit, maybe a medium-low kind of heat, so that way these onions can kind of just slow cook and don't really burn to the bottom, you know? All right, while those onions are sauteing, we're gonna cut up these 4 cloves of garlic. And there you go. Let's throw this in the pan. Just gonna mix this around for a couple minutes here. Just let them flavors incorporate. So just to let you guys know, I decided to go with a Vidalia onion because it's a sweeter onion. And when you got that good salty sweet combination going in a soup, man, it is really good. Now, it's not going to be too sweet, so don't get all freaked out by it, but it's going to give this nice salty hint of sweetness, savory flavor that you'll really enjoy. Okay, so I'm going to add a little bit of water down here. That way I can kind of stir the bottom here, break everything up, and then add all of this to my pot. Let's open this up. Ooh, yeah, that's looking good. We'll try to get this in here best we can. Show you guys. All right. So I'm going to have to turn the camera off and scoop that in. Ooh, that's looking nice. Look at all that beautiful amount of vegetables in there. That is what you want too, man. If you want a good, hearty chicken noodle soup that has great health benefits, this is it right here. So we're going to go ahead and raise the fire back up again just to get it back up to a little boil. And then once we see it slightly boiling, we'll go ahead and cover it back up and lower the simmer. And there we go. Cover this up and lower to a simmering heat. And just let this ride out. We got about, 23 more minutes. That'll work. Okay, the 1 hour is up. Take that off there. Ooh, looking good. Okay, so now we're going to add the chicken in. Very gently if we can. So hard when you got one camera in your hand and one cup of chicken in the other. Bowl of chicken. There we go. I'm going to take a little bit of this in there like that. Just kind of let that move around there so we can get everything up in that little bowl. There we go. Man, you can see the color really starting to come through there. That is beautiful. All right, so we got a lot of liquid in here. Even though we seasoned up the chicken, we need to add a little bit of flavor to this broth. I'm going 1/2 tablespoon of Cajun seasoning, 1 teaspoon of salt, and 2 bay leaves. All right, let's raise the heat right here. Gonna get this back up to a boil. Blend that in. Now, if you don't want to add that last bit of salt, that's up to you. You may want to just taste it and see. I know every different Cajun seasoning has different levels of sodium, so, you know, just make it your own. So this is looking like it's boiling right here. I'm gonna go ahead and cover this up. And lower our heat to a simmering heat. And we will let that cook for 1 more hour. Okay, so we got about 10 minutes left here. And I'm going to go ahead and add in our pasta. It's safe to get your bay leaves out too if you see them. Get rid of them bad bars. All right, so we are adding in 6 ounces of extra wide egg noodle pasta. Now I'm going with 6 ounces here because it will expand, it will soak up some liquid. We still want a good soup, you know. And it'll be good in there. It doesn't look like much here, but once it cooks, you'll see. So we're just gonna let this continue to cook, probably 10 to 15 minutes maybe, because we're gonna keep that simmering heat. And we'll just keep coming back and checking it. And you taste your pasta as you come back and check. If it's still kind of hard, you just keep letting it cook. And once you get it to that desired consistency, you close up shop, turn everything off, and you eat. Let's let this cook.
Home. All right, here we go.
Let's take a look at this. Oh, man. Look at all that goodness. Woo-hoo. Man, does that look good. I tell you what, ladies and gentlemen, it's time to bowl up. Man, not only does this look amazing, it smells so good. This broth looks really good. I mean, look at the color of that. You guys can see that? Can you see that right there? That is really pretty. I had to let it sit for a little bit because it was so hot. But I think it's good enough now. Just a little bit of steam. I can handle that. Yeah. That just has this really good, rich, savory flavor. I mean, everything has come together. That Cajun seasoning, the garlic powder, all the vegetables have created their own broth mixed in with the chicken stock. It just has this really good, rich, savory flavor. Oh. It's unlike any regular old chicken noodle soup out the can, I tell you that much. It's really good. Oh. That is just liquid health benefits right there, ladies and gentlemen. Well, all right, guys. I hope you give this a try, and I hope you let me know how it comes out. If you're feeling down and under the weather, that is your dish. But all in all, thank you all once again for tuning in, and I'll see you next time. Paya!
H.D.T.V.